Hello, Key Biscayne. It is Monday, September 24th, 2018. This is your No One's Listening show, episode 124. I'm your host, Rafa. Back on the perch, outside doing the show. It's nice and sweaty, but nice. I'm here with the panel. No jokes to this time. To my left is Griff.
Hey, everybody.
To his left is Manny.
Rafa, it's so good to be back here outside, and I'd like to go straight to the calendar section of the show, please. That's this is a PSA.
Okay.
Put it on your calendar because there's not much time. 7:20 tonight, full moon rise out here in the Garden District. Come on by, swing down sunrise if you're on your way down there to see it and say hello. We're on the perch, and it's good to be here.
To his left is Anna.
Hi.
Hey there.
Hi.
She's in a great mood.
It's a full moon.
It is.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start how we always start. It's called, why don't you guys subscribe to the show and all that crap? And let's do a little weekend talk. Who wants to go first?
The weekend was just a couple days ago.
Yes.
Saturday, we did the poker run, the yacht club. It was a marathon day, poker run, and then the party at the yacht club. I'm sure we'll hear some more about that later, but it was fun. I think I saw most of you guys there, Anna. You didn't make it.
I was busy,
That's all right.
Yeah, I had a great time. Great time.
but I'm jealous. I saw y'all on videos and stuff, and it
You
looked
followed
great.
the story?
I did yours,
right.
yeah, with you shotgunning beers in 8 seconds, which I don't know
that
how you
wasn't 8
did.
seconds. That was 3 seconds. That was part of the...
I don't know how you did that. I saw that and I was like,
Are we going to talk about the poker run later, Rafa, or we're just talking weekend talk right now?
I was gonna do it right now. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what,
all right.
Yeah.
So. Everybody knows the concept. 5 locations, probably about, I don't know, maybe 20 boats. And the yacht club, 2 homes on Pines Canal, a house in Stiltsville, and the Gypsy were the 5 spots at each place you go. And you have to perform some kind of a challenge. We didn't know what they were going into it, but you do the challenge, and then you earn a card. I mean, everyone's doing the challenges, right? The challenges were easy. Basically, like eating a jelly worm of vodka or something. I don't know.
Okay, so can I explain like the challenge at my spot?
So one of the challenges was at the Gypsy. And Rafa, your weekend talk, I want to hear about what it was like manning the Gypsy, which was one of the locations. Gypsy, for those of you that don't know, is the boat in the ski hole. Used to be the home of Rat Radio, and it is still to some degree in terms of in our fiber.
Yes.
It's definitely part of our fiber. So get to the Gypsy, and it's a loop. What do you think is playing on the radio, Griff? Hang on. You were there. Anna, what do you think is playing on the radio?
On the radio?
Yeah, on the radio, on the Gypsy. What's playing, Anna?
Shit. I have
No. That the shit show's later. We're going to talk about that later. But close. And not really.
Was Rafa DJing?
Yes, for sure.
Is that why you brought up...
If anyone, speaking of the mic, Anna, thank
Yes,
you.
yes,
If
you're
anyone
welcome.
knows what was playing on the Gypsy,
What was playing? I have no
that's going to
clue.
be our. You're going to earn a Mindful Neighbor sticker. It's part of our new fun concept.
Okay.
Mindful Neighbor sticker. What was playing on the Gypsy while Rafa was manning it? Rafa, tell us about the Gypsy.
305-361-8557 is the number to call. So here's what happened. At first, we didn't have any really good ideas for what these people could do. The first boat that showed up, we were like, okay, take a shot and
Well, who's we?
and do a flip
Who's we?
off the boat. It was me, or it was Tom,
Captain Tom,
yeah, Captain Tom, Jackie,
Jackie the mate,
yes, and me,
and you,
I. And so we're there. And,
Tom Weber.
Yeah,
is
and
known.
we're not sure what to do. And I'm still like, I didn't even have coffee that morning, so I was still rough from the night before. And the first people would come, and we had this bottle of Jaeger that Tom had gotten.
That's gross.
It's so gross.
Whose idea
So
was it, Jaeger,
gross.
by the way?
It was Tom's idea.
Of course it was.
And one of the things that I thought to myself was, oh, man, we can make this even worse if we let this get hot. So
Oh, you guys
So
are
you put it
evil.
out on the sun or what?
I did, yeah. I left it out in the sun for a little bit.
That's
but
disgusting.
Anyway, the first couple people had to take a shot and then do like a flip or a cannonball off the boat.
Which was a little dangerous because it was low tide in the ski hole. It must
Yeah.
have been all of like 2.5 feet before you get to the mud.
It was like 2 feet
The
deep
mush.
at most. And By the third boat that showed up, we had decided that we would do a swimming race around the boat.
Imagine we pull up, and we're a bunch of guys. I was a young guy on the boat. I'm 51. And so I did the first challenge. It was shotgun a beer. I did that. And then we get to the second challenge, and they're like, okay, we got to swim around the boat. Like, everyone's like, okay, Manny, you got to swim around the boat. I'm like, I just did the first one. Everyone's going to play on this. And this guy raises his hand, and, he was older than me, and the other guy was even bigger.
Who was your swimmer?
He was Raul de Heredia. And there's another guy who's a bigger guy, and then so you guys tell them that they have to race around the boat. I could tell you guys were making this up.
Well, the whole thing was that they had to race me around the boat. And Tom was like hyping it up to everybody because everybody's like, for late 40s, 50s, and up.
No, this crew was 50 plus.
Yeah, and so they're looking at me like, this guy's going to beat us no matter what. Like, who is the strongest swimmer that we could put out there? And
even though it's you?
Yes, even though it's me, Anna. Okay. So we start these races. We do this with every boat, and as soon as I jump in the water and we start swimming, I just we go different directions so they don't see me, and then I just turn right back around and I jump back in the boat, and then they go as fast as they can.
Swindle tipped 101.
Swindle tip.
They come back to the boat. They're all winded, and
awesome.
It's just a good time.
No, wait. One guy decided to, because there was two boats tied up on each side of the gypsy. So our guy, he was, he heard that you have to swim around the three boats, so he swam around all three. The other guy cut in between the boats,
and they argued about who was.
He still didn't beat Rafa.
That's funny.
Wait, what's funny is that by the end, I really wanted to race somebody because I was like, okay, come on. Like, this is like, I'm tired of just jumping in the water and jumping back out. So somebody comes who was on one of the original boats who didn't get a chance to even have the fake race or anything like that. But they had already picked a card and everything, and we were like, okay, well, if you want to have a chance at picking another card, you're going to have to do this race, and this time it's for real. So we set the whole thing up. I jump in the water, ready, set, go, swim around the boat, and then I noticed that these guys had tricked me into swimming by myself.
They swindle tipped you.
No way. No way.
And so I had swum really fast around the boat, and they didn't swim, and it was fine.
You know who did win one of those races was Mark Fried.
Yes, Mark Fried won against York.
Yeah. That's right.
Anyway, I'm not sure who won the actual poker run that day. Then there was the party after. I didn't make it because I went to Turo's thing, which we could talk about. But you guys went, right?
Yeah, I went. I ended up.
Explain what it was.
So, basically, it was on Friday night. I ended up going to Wet Lab. Had a great time. Saw the Tall Boys.
I think all four of us were there that night.
So that was a great time. Wet Lab is always great.
It was fun.
And then Saturday, I helped out a friend put in her boat into the water. And everybody was going out of the water, so I was like, I'll put my boat in as well. So I went into the water, and I ended up following Hochi for a good period of time. And I ended up passing by the Gypsy, and I saw you guys. And I think this was like around 2:30. And for the listeners out there, Rafa was hammered, housed, red face. I think he had like 10 Jaeger shots.
He put that Jaeger in the heat.
He's
his own worst enemy.
I had to do the Jaeger with everybody who showed up.
But you're a trooper. You're a trooper.
Doing it.
Overall, I saw you. I saw a bunch of boats come in. Mark Fried raced York. It was a good time. Everybody was having a really good time, and then the luau was great. Showed up, had a few drinks, and went home. Overall, great weekend.
And that was the closing party.
No, that was not the closing party. The closing party was out of control. It was.
Manny was on top of the bar.
No. I mean, a lot of there were people on the bar. I mean, everybody was up on the bar, but it was a great band. Esco played, which was the band
that you had suggested for us for the other
thing for the Portella.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think it was the JP said goodnight to them that night as the last band to ever play at the Portella. So, in other words, what are you doing next year on Saturday night of Father's Day? You're booked. So these guys loved the yacht club. They had the band inside the clubhouse where they put the bands up there, and it was it's a tight quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these guys have great energy. I mean, the band was unbelievable.
Awesome.
Unbelievable. So, anyway, that was that weekend. That was a lot of weekend talk, Anna. What about you? What'd you do? Churros?
Yeah, I hung out with you guys on Friday. Got drunk off of 3 IPAs and went home because I couldn't hang anymore. Heard you did the same right after me.
I did the same, but I had been there since like 5:30.
That was at
no.
Wet Lab.
Yeah, that was at Wet Lab.
But what about at
On
Arturo's?
Saturday, Arturo Garcia, friend of the show, he played on the Gypsy once, actually. He has this band called Tiger's Milk. It's a trio, like an alternative jazz kind of experimental jazz trio. And they played at a launch party for a new show on WDNA called Brainville that's going to be broadcast Saturdays from 3 to 5. I get there early and attack the cheese platter. Is that a call for the show? Go ahead.
Tell your story. You tell your story.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I ate a bunch of cheese and drank a bunch of wine and waited for Rafa to get there to have someone to talk to. The guy shows up, like Jonathan said, red-faced and hammered
Housed.
at the WDNA
This guy over
station
here?
on Coral Way and 29.
Wait a second. He went out on
Hammered.
Saturday night?
He's a rock
He
star.
went to the
He's a rock star, guys.
Arturo's thing, and I just smelled him from like a few feet away, and I looked at him like, oh, Lordy, you need some cheese platter, which he then attacked. And we drank wine, and Arturo's really the best thing ever. I can't get over it. He's such an amazing musician. Every time we see something of his, we rave on the show. We're going to do it again today.
He just gets better. Like,
gets-
every time I see him, he's just
amazing.
pushing it to the next level every single time.
He's
It's
also just like a cool guy.
Yeah.
So it's just like that helps also. And we did some parking lot hangout at my car right afterwards, which was awesome. Which, by the way, the Jeep is so conducive to hang out chilling.
All right.
Drinking some wine, putting the cup like on the wheel, and
Well,
yeah.
I was going to ask you, but you can't put the window up in the back
No,
I mean,
but
you
chill outside
could.
the car, chill inside
Gotcha,
the. We
okay.
chilled
Could
all
if
over
you
the car. It was
want to.
awesome.
if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and chilled with Arturo in the parking lot. It was
It's just a
awesome.
little pull-off
Yeah.
thing.
We got a caller there, Rafa?
Yeah, we do have a caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
You're going to have to speak
Your
up.
callers.
How's it
Your
go?
teammates, Rafa.
Who is that?
Can you guys hear him?
No, go ahead. Try again.
Hello?
Yeah, Tom Weber here and Jackie Valves.
All right.
Rafa.
How you guys doing?
Team Gypsy over here.
Team
Gypsy.
Gypsy.
All right.
I
Did you,
heard you were talking about us on the radio. Did you give an accurate account?
I hope.
Ask Tom what his role was.
I actually, I toned it down a little bit.
Ask Tom about what his role was.
Yeah, perfect. It was epic.
Well, Manny wants to know what your role was on the out there.
My role was to keep the team together, I think. Because of everyone going around, Rafa, the best swimmer on the planet, and he beat everyone every time, every challenge. He won every challenge.
Ask him why he made you drink so much, Rafa.
No, that was my
In
fault.
Jackie's role, Jackie served. Okay, so as soon as the people arrived, this is the way it went. I'm the loudmouth. So I
Really?
started to give everyone, in order to get their cards, I'm giving the speech. As that's happening, Rafa is
provided-
organized. Right, Jackie, go ahead.
I provided the libations.
And it was excellent. However many libations were needed, Jackie's right there. Whoever needed them, and you had a libation, and then you had to race Rafa.
Hey, tell him what the question was. Maybe they can answer the question for the
It's
prize.
a little
yeah.
easy for them, but yeah, sure.
What was playing on the radio?
Well, the question is, what was playing on the radio that day?
Gypsy.
Gypsy, Anna,
Fleetwood
Gypsy,
Mac.
the
But
Gypsy.
the whole
the
time.
whole time.
Shut up.
It was just a loop of
whole
the
time.
Gypsy the whole time.
You guys are crazy.
How was the after party? How'd you do over there? At the last
I
call.
remember.
At the last call,
They
luau.
told me we had a good time, didn't we, Jackie?
You
Yes, we did.
Did you guys make it to the end?
Oh,
We
I made it
did,
to the pool
barely.
in the end.
Amazing.
What time did it end over
What
there?
time did it end?
In the pool.
I don't recall.
Oh man,
Ask him what
come
time
on.
they jumped in the pool.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, we can't confirm or deny a time.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the
I
call,
do have
guys.
one little side story.
Oh, what's
I have
up?
one side story on the Gypsy. Side story. at one point in the Gypsy, we lose Rafa. I realize I'm out there talking to Jackie for like 20 or 30 minutes, and I don't know who Rafa is. Rafa's inside trying to bring up Rat Radio on the thing. He's tinkering with all the stuff and bringing it alive. He was almost having it there with between he and Griff. Griff was helping out a little bit there. You almost had it, my man.
Almost, man.
Yes.
Next
time.
But anyway, next time. I had a great time, guys. I don't know if we ever coincide on a thing like this again, but it was awesome.
It was awesome. Thanks for taking our call.
Yeah, of course. Thank
See you later, guys.
Yeah, well,
Long live Rat Radio.
Yeah.
Long live Rat Radio.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Like,
Captain Tom and
getting a call like that.
Jackie the mate, thank you very much for the call-in.
yeah.
Really committed to their craft.
Yeah, you guys had a really good team, by the way.
We had. I mean,
guys had
from
a
what I
great team.
understand, we were the only ones actually making an effort out there to entertain, and that everybody else was kind of, hey, just come on, show up. Oh yeah, whatever.
Still thing look good though.
I like to think that it was like that, Manny. I know that you met every team.
Manny actually went around, right?
We actually, on our way back to the club, which was the fifth stop for everybody, we're coming back, and I see 3 boats at the Gypsy, and it's like, you're supposed to be back at 4. It's 3:45. I'm like, let's go to the Gypsy just a little bit longer. Let's go. And we almost went, and then it was 10-4, and we got to get a spot. And,
What were the other good
the
spots?
Ramoskis won. Anna and Wayne Ramoski and their team.
What were the
won.
other good spots out there?
The one in Stillsville
was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool, but Stillsville was in and out. We didn't get to jump off of there. We wanted to do that, but we jumped off the boat. We put some nice pics up of that, and then the houses were great too. The Stearns house and Dylan's house.
Did anyone feed you guys? Because you guys are there taking Jaeger bombs and taking Jaeger shots.
No, there was no food.
Oh.
We brought food on the boat, though.
There you go.
You know how it is. So.
Well, a big thanks to everybody who organized that and for the last call and everything. That's it for the yacht club. I saw the pictures of what it's kind of going to look like inside. It's in good taste. We'll see. It's so big that it's going to be like a shock, but it's not. When you look at the pictures, you say, okay, that's nice.
I haven't seen it.
But it is really big.
Me either.
All right, let's move on. I don't have the melodica, so... What are you guys listening to this week?
I'll start.
Okay.
I had an interesting week, or last week, per se. So I've been listening to, I don't know why, I've been listening to Smokey Robinson.
Nice.
Why? I don't know. But I really like his song from 1981, "Being With You," and it's a great song. It has a nice tune, and actually the video on YouTube that they have, the guy's like in Malibu, and I think the video cost him like $50 to make because it's the freshest video. The guy's just walking on the beach. But anyways, that's my pick.
What is it again, Griff?
Smokey Robinson. I'll be with you.
All right. Well, I'm going to stay within that theme, Griff. I'm going to go away from the Grateful Dead this time.
What?
What? Wow.
Yeah. It's a little tune called "How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You" by the Jerry Garcia Band.
Oh, man. Come on now.
It's a great version.
You got us excited for a second.
That's my pick for the week. JGB, "How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You" cover song.
Nice.
I'm still listening to Caetano Veloso. I'm just going through an intense phase in life and listening to a bunch of his music. But this song is not in Portuguese. It's for all of you Spanish speakers out there. It's called Tonada de Luna Llena.
Nice.
That's for tonight.
Is that why you were asking me about the Menguante?
Menguante, yeah, because
right, so
that's one of the lyrics.
Song.
The lyrics are beautiful. Menguante is repeated a few times, so I was wondering what that was. He recorded it in 1994, but the recording I like is the live version from 2016 from a concert with Gilberto Gil that I went to here in Miami. I don't think the recording is from the Miami version, but it's a Simón Díaz song, Venezuelan singer, I think from 1989. But it's really the most beautiful song, and it's
we got to start sharing the songs like after the show throughout the week on the pages.
Didn't you used to do that?
Yeah,
but now that we're on this new media, we need to do that a little more.
We just got to post the YouTube videos right up there, like one a day. So
can you post YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Just post a little link or whatever.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to, since you're talking about sharing, Rafa, and I know you still have to give us what you're listening to, just a PSA. If you're on Facebook right now and you want to comment, we're going to read your comments a little later. So if you have anything to say, hello, a shout out, whatever, we're going to kind of go through them. So feel free to share that way too, Rafa. What were you listening to?
Okay, so I mentioned this last week, but I'm still listening to it. Listen to the Misfits. I really like the Misfits, old punk band. I really like Danzig's Misfits before he went away, which is right at the beginning anyway. And the song's called TV Casualty, and it's about a guy who sits at home and watches too much TV, and it gets really gnarly, and it's just a commentary on watching too much TV, which is really, like, nowadays it's like it could be like a commentary on you know, doing too much internet or doing whatever kind of idiot box type of thing.
I mean, Rafa, speaking of idiot box and watching TV, as we're sitting out here on the perch, we see the neighbors walking by. It's like a big, literally, we are right in front of the big screen. I mean, there's a big screen right in front of us. And
shout out to Matt and Rebe.
I was about to say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my song.
Cool.
I didn't like that metaphor. This is nothing like watching a TV. TV is soul-sucking. This is beautiful.
not that watching a TV is good, Rafa. I'm saying this is an alternative to that.
You gotta
Rafa,
listen.
If I'm out here,
I
I'm
am
gonna
in a cranky mood, but I agree with you. I did not like your metaphor either, man.
Really?
Rafa, quick question.
I'm talking about a song about a guy who is literally so addicted to the TV that he goes into a corner to vomit and then keeps watching TV. And you're telling me about this is such a nice view, just like the TV.
And we're encountering people unlike the TV.
I don't know if I said just like the TV, but this is, for me, a different kind of screen time. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I have a quick question
It's
for
because
you.
you have a
That's
screen.
what I was trying to get
a little
at.
better.
Rafa, I was actually speaking to a few viewers or listeners.
Viewers.
Listeners this week, and I have a question for you. Could you look at the comments after you post the show? Could you see the comments on Facebook?
Yeah,
like the live comments, because for some reason me and a few other people, we couldn't see it.
Oh, that's because I delete the live video because I hate the sound. The sound is so bad.
But then we lose the comments.
That I want people to only have the new sound.
So if you're listening, that's what it is.
Yeah, so your
That's
comments
all
will
right.
leave, but we'll read them at the end of the show.
Yeah, if you get your comments on the live show, that's fine.
All right.
Okay, that's what you're listening to.
You got to listen, Anna.
I do.
Misfits. Go out and listen to it. TV Casualty.
I think you just like the hair from the Misfits guy.
I repost.
The Misfits guys have cool face paint.
Share.
Anyway, talk of the town. All right. I got a weird one to start with today, and this is kind of the town because it's happened in town, but it really has nothing to do, very little to do with the key.
Is that Mackie?
Got a guest in the street.
What's up,
Mackie Pest, friend of the show.
Mackie Pest.
So I'm sitting here on my phone one day. When was this? I think it was Friday, maybe Saturday morning. I'm on my phone, and this Key Biscayner, older gentleman who I have in my contacts, who's a contact, an acquaintance. Griff knows him also. I'm not going to mention his name.
Are you talking about
Maybe.
me?
No, it's not you, and it's nobody in your friend group. So this guy, he's older. I mean, he's older than 65, okay? But he starts a WhatsApp group called Delete. Okay, the group is just called Delete in all caps. And I get added to it. And as soon as I'm added to it, a bunch of people leave the group. But he had just started it because I said, like, he started the group and then he added these people.
Was there an image associated with the group?
Well, he never said anything, this person. It seems like he did it by mistake. You know, he was, like, typing delete into the phone, like, to say, like...
Oh, my gosh.
Wait, right? But
yeah.
Here's the thing. All the people in the group were... Because when I'm on... It's a WhatsApp group, and the first thing I do in these groups is I go check some profile pics, you know? Like, who are these people that I'm in this group with, whatever.
This is a bad one.
It's all, like, young, strapping dudes with their shirts off.
Oh,
What?
Is that the pool boy thread, Rafa?
Wait, really? That's not where I thought you were going with this. I thought you were just going to say men, and I'm like, that's normal. But it's all young guys?
Yes, it's all young guys.
What happened to
And
the guy?
wait, young
It's like his
Hawkeyes? What were you
nephews or
guys
something.
doing there? What were you guys doing there?
I wasn't a part of
you
it.
guys?
I wasn't.
Oh, I thought
Okay.
Johnny was in there too.
So I get added to this group, and I'm looking at it. I have a screenshot here of some
Oh,
of the
yay.
guys before they left.
Send it over.
And it's like dudes showing off like their bodies, dude,
Can
in
you
their
show-
profile
give it to me?
pics.
I don't think these are the dudes for you.
And
Anna.
nobody ever
No,
said
no,
any-
I just want
nobody
to
ever
see it.
nobody ever said anything in the group.
Can you
and
pass it, please?
I'll just send you the thing.
Oh, okay.
Nobody
Do
ever
that.
said anything in the group. And I just left, and I just took a screenshot and left because I thought it was funny.
Did you
It's
call
kind of
him out
funny
on
that
it?
he called it delete.
Yeah, so it seems like
He made a mistake. He had to make a mistake, and it was probably his nephews or something.
really.
Or he-
No, but okay. So
I don't know. In the screenshot, it looked like there was a lot of numbers from out of the country. So
they're from all over the place.
34, 55 is Brazil, but there's a woman in there.
Yeah, there's one woman in there too.
65, I don't know where it is. 56?
But you see those, and that's before the other.
34 is Spain,
That's when I got the screenshot, because before there was a couple more, and I was like, "What is this?" And so I'm wondering if like there's like some kind of secret pool boy network on the key or something.
Well, they and how do they track you down?
hey,
Rafa?
Rob,
They are guys without shirts and six packs.
just bring the warm bottle of Jägermeister.
And it's called Ask Me for More?
No,
Si no les leo, ya, what?
Sounds like a virus to me.
I wonder exactly what it was, but that was weird. And so I just wanted to bring that up because if it happens to you, I guess you might want to say that it's a virus.
We're going to say the person's name now.
Did
No,
they
no,
any
no.
mention of a
Joking.
Nigerian prince?
No, nothing. Nobody ever talked before I left. Maybe it was coming, but nobody ever talked. I mean, the thing was called delete. I don't know if it was like a.
He was freaking out,
that's what it was.
writing delete.
Yes. Okay, so I thought it was funny.
That is funny.
Okay.
Talk of the town.
Next up, last week, a big conference there at the Biscayne Nature Center on Thursday.
The shit show.
It's called The Shit Show, and it was talking about these contaminated beach problems that we've been having all summer and now into the fall. And Manny, I think you went, and you can tell us a little
Yes,
bit about
please.
it.
I did go. A lot of people went. As a matter of fact, it was a build at 5:30. It was a panel discussion made up of principal from Miami Waterkeeper, Julie Dick, friend of the show, speaking to the sort of environmental legal side. Representative Jose Javier Rodriguez, who manages, from Biscayne Bay downtown South, and Jackie Kellogg. I think I'm not missing anybody. And Xavier Cortado, an artist who put together this idea of a shit show. And we get there at 5:30, and everyone comes into the room, sits down, people, whatever. At like 6:15, everyone's in there sitting down for a while. At 6:15, they come in and they're like, "It's just going to be a few more minutes." And we're like, "Man," everyone's like, "Man, we've been here for 45 minutes."
Shit.
Exactly.
Shit.
Show.
Yeah.
Shit show,
Yeah.
right? So there started, like, this vibe started permeating in the room. And then they finally, got started. And Xavier Cortado is I guess a performance artist. And I don't know what his mediums are, but he opened with just the metaphor of like, how long are we going to take all this shit? People talk shit.
It was the
from their
waiting
mouths.
was the performance.
He opened with a worm, an image of a worm, and it's the mouth and the anus, and typically it goes this way, starts in the mouth, and poop comes out, and then he changed it where now it's coming out of the mouth,
Ooh.
and he started talking about the martyrs that the mothers who actually take their kids to the beach, even though they're ingesting fecal matter. The mothers are martyrs; they should be praised, and so people.
How about
started
if you're
getting-
just a person and you're just jumping in the
Sounds
water anyway?
deep. Well,
Are you a martyr?
People got fidgety, and it was meant to be provoking and thought provoking, and it was. It was dark, it was scary, sense of urgency. So then the panel spoke, and
I'm going to look up this guy as you tell
Xavier
us.
Cortado. There's going to be a follow-up event. We'll talk about it during the calendar on October 6th. We'll talk about it some more. But, at the shit show, I mean, it was basically that the speakers spoke, and, what my takeaways were, there's a problem. Everybody knows that, but nobody knows the cause of it. And so it's more complex than one sample test. Right now they're doing a test every week and, every week. And they're cutting the funding for the tests. And so Miami Waterkeeper has stepped in, and they're actually doing tests every day, I think. There's an app called Swim Guide. So you can get an app called Swim Guide. That'll show you, you put in your area code or whatever, and it'll show you your beaches, so you can check it on a daily basis.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So I was thinking today.
Sorry, before we go on. Javier Cortada.
Cortada.
Yes. With an A at the end.
Cortadito.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. I was thinking today, and I guess this will be my little hypothesis. I still maintain, I guess my thoughts are that there's a strong correlation between the seaweed and the beaches getting shut down. And so today, we have a really heavy amount of seaweed come in. Okay? Right now, it's disgusting out there.
Yesterday sucked.
Yeah, yesterday was bad. Today is like
worse?
It's way worse.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
way worse. It's like
I
just
left the
covered
beach yesterday,
Just
huh?
covered the sound is covered, and the in the water it's just brown, like brown but like thick. Last week
Perfect.
was nice,
Yeah.
and there was no bacterial warning. So I'm thinking that again that it might. We'll see if it happens this week. I'm going to bet that we're going to get a Crandon advisory this week. Because of the amount of seaweed I saw today.
That's an interesting thought, because you know why it was beautiful last week?
Because the seaweed got pushed away.
Because it got pushed away the way that you told us about?
No.
Because it was not windy?
Close. You're on the right track.
Because of the way the wind was going, or the tide was
it
going.
was
Yeah.
a west wind, man.
There you go.
When it's a west,
Then the seaweed
it's the
doesn't
best.
come in.
Those are the beautiful days on the key.
Yeah.
For how long it's been that way?
Forever.
Yeah, forever. So, Rafa, on your theory is interesting because we're expecting an east for the next at least 10 days. As far out as I
Boo.
look, it's an east. I always look
Okay.
weekend to weekend to make sure
Yeah.
to see if there's a paddle opportunity. So it's going to continue to be dirty, and let's see if that advisory happens. One of the things is it a leak? Is it a discharge that is partially contaminated, so it's not completely filtered right? Is it moving? I heard a rumor the other day. It's coming out of the streams from Homestead, from the farms, animal waste, and fertilizer and whatever, and
No
then
way.
it's moving up.
I mean, that's where these things would come from, but I
No.
still think the strong correlation of it, like coming up in the tests, is because of the seaweed.
Because it sits longer, or, like,
'cause
it
it
gets-
sits longer
yeah.
in the seaweed, and it can like
And
fester
animals are in there.
So that's it. That's where the solution comes in. What we need to do, because that's what we got to think about what we need to do, right?
Which is why the shit show meeting happened, right? So
Right.
what are the solutions?
Right.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is we need to make sure that Key Biscayne continues to be invested in this conversation. And what that means is that we need to have, probably a budget line to say, hey, how are we going to continue to make sure that things are being done right, which may mean, helping with scientific studies.
Like, how do we change the wind so that it comes from the west all the time? JK. I'm joking.
If that's what it is, if we then we know, okay, you know what, we're gonna have a lot of seaweed. The seaweed holds the poop, and so
Yeah.
we need that money to look at, or we need to study seaweed management. What are we gonna do with the
Yeah.
seaweed?
those oil booms that they put out, the ones those
Yeah.
might be able
Yeah,
to trap
we
seaweed.
talked about
I don't
it
know if
last
that's
week.
really complicated or not.
To trap seaweed. Whatever happened with this guy's thing that the Facebook got deleted? Did it ever come back up? The
It's the arch nemesis? Who?
No, the oceanic, the ocean cleanup.
Oh no, that was the sand thing.
The sand thing. Sorry,
right.
did it ever come back up or no? It's just a quick question.
That kind of
disappeared.
Yes,
that's interesting.
For the listeners, it was some kind of beach restoration plan that was going to save our beach and cost
We got to figure out the seaweed
and
first.
everything was going to work out really fast, and it was going to be great
At the molecular level.
Exactly at the molecular level.
So anyway, quick takeaway here. Let's just wrap up the shit show. It
like
was
saying that, huh?
It was very effective. You know, when I say that we were sitting there for a while, I felt like I was really in a shit show. You know,
and created
then
the vibe.
Everything that Cortada presented and everyone spoke about really drove home the point. There was another meeting there. The kiteboarders, the Key Biscayne kiteboard crew, had a meeting there as well. I think yesterday, similar. So what's great is to see all the people that are involved and that are listening, and continue to stay tuned. October 6th, they're doing it again over there.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll announce that. Okay, here's something I have that I tried to do a little research on, but I didn't try hard enough, so I don't know the exact answer. But I'm going to pose it to you guys. Okay, you know the Weaver lot, right? The Key Biscayne Yacht Club Weaver lot.
Yes.
And you know next door is the yacht club. And you know between them there's that little lookout station thing that the village has, and there's a little dock that connects the two lots on the water side. And that at some point, I don't know, somebody told the yacht club that you guys can connect these things and it's like yours to have. So I went on the property appraiser's website for Miami-Dade, and I noticed that actually the yacht club that's not theirs to have. Okay, the Hacienda Canal spot,
Yeah.
it's not theirs. This belongs to the public, I suppose. I tried to get an answer, but I didn't get an answer on this. So it seems to me like we have ceded the Hacienda Canal to the Key Biscayne Yacht Club. Now, maybe somebody in the comments can correct me if
Yeah, I
I'm
was
wrong.
going to ask that.
Because you guys are all here, and you might know. But I was wondering why that would not be just a great place to put a door and a little dock and a little paddle drop-off, you know?
And have a picnic.
I don't know about a picnic, but at least you could get in the water from, you put the Key Biscayne key, and if you're a Key Biscayner, you can get in the water to the bay from that little door. Sure,
right past the gazebo and everything.
Yes. So sure, it's not ideal like the Presbyterian Church, the back of the Presbyterian.
Would be much
how
better.
amazing if we had a great big park and a bay access.
Oh, that's where I wanted the picnic. Sorry. Yeah.
So,
I'm
no, I'm
confusing the
talking
lots.
about
On the other side. Yeah.
yeah, in the little canal.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that, and I just wonder maybe somebody who's listening knows, was there ever some kind of decision that said, oh, we're just going to give the yacht club this access and it's theirs forever? I don't know. I'm asking the listeners.
Someone just commented.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
if you can see that.
Oh. I believe they rent it says. That's interesting. So that little access, the one between the two lots, to me would be a perfect place to have an access to the bay. And I'll tell you some reasons why I think it's a good spot. Number one, it's already that little park area. You just have to put a gate in, and you're there. You can park at the Presbyterian Church like you would. The people, you can't really fish there because it's not good fishing. Okay, so it wouldn't be a good place to fish, and it wouldn't be as attractive for those people. And if it was attractive for those people, it's a good place for the police to easily see what's going on because they're going to be driving past that anyway. You know, it's not like hidden in the back of something or anything like that. So if they see some kind of crowd there, you put a no fishing sign or something, you know, and you just make it a Key Biscayner's access to the bay, a kind of drop in your paddleboard type of thing. And sure, like I said, it's not the back of the Presbyterian Church. It's not like the most ideal solution. It's not the only thing. But you can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. I would love a public access there.
Yeah, but
am I crazy?
I mean, that's not the one. I mean, that's like
we the five of them. If we could, you know what I mean. That's the first one.
It's an option.
That's the first one. But you know what it is to make a deal with the Presbyterian Church, who said to one of the council members, "God wants us to have our church right in the middle of this thing, of this property."
That's right. Quote from God.
So tell me why you think it's not good.
Well, I mean, that's the whole sailing program right there.
Okay.
The yacht club, you know, so that's their that's their frontage, and they have the Weaver lot too, right?
Right.
So that's their frontage as well.
Mm-hmm. You think
So I think it would be very limiting in terms of like what the public access would be. How the public wouldn't really be able to access too much there.
You could put a paddleboard in.
Just
Or
one
a kayak.
paddleboard dump in.
Yeah, just a place to dump a kayak or something. Better than not having it, right?
There is no bay access, is there?
There's none at all.
There's not.
I don't. You know, the thing is, I think that,
Paddle
like,
around the key.
a lot of people have, you know, a friend of a friend or whatever, and they can just dump their paddleboard in some kind of, you know. I
Yeah.
personally don't like that because I know I'm not a yacht club member, and I don't like. I would never want to use the club as a non-member. You know, I find that's like. I get that some people love that. Here in South Florida, everybody loves to like bend the rules and stuff like that all the time. But that's not me. I don't want to walk in there with my paddleboard and
course
be like,
not,
hey,
dude.
hey, whatever.
No, it sucks.
That's why you jump the fence at the Presby, just like I do.
So anyway, I hope somebody's listening and figures that out. I'm gonna investigate a little more, see who's down to push that kind of agenda for me.
There was almost a lot. I mean, there was the
little door
lot
for
next
keep-
to the Weaver lot was for sale for a while.
So
and
was the Weaver lot, and I won't tell you who made a decide. Well, it wasn't a deciding vote, but it was a vote against it.
well,
Say it. It's public
Oh, it was Mike.
information.
Mike voted against buying the Weaver lot when it came up.
Mike who?
Mike Davey. From
Where,
what I
it-
understand,
it went
yeah.
up to the council.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was it for sale?
Yes, it was for sale. He wasn't the only one though. Okay, it wasn't his. He wasn't like a deciding vote.
And what was wow?
You guys brought it up. I wasn't going to say it.
You're the one that brought it up.
When I asked you to name it, I didn't know who it was. That's an important person right now.
I'm sure he's beating himself up over that. Anyway,
Or not. Maybe it's a good reason.
well, yeah, man, there's a million reasons. You know,
You should ask him that.
there's
when
what you might call
interview
the
him.
yacht club, the yacht club interests. You know, there's a lot of people who are yacht club members. They wouldn't like this door that I'm talking about because it's,
Yeah.
you know,
Of course not.
even if you promised them that it would only be the Mannies of the world, you know, like
How do you promise
the
that?
Mannies of the Key, because you're going to have strict enforcement. You're not going to allow fishing from the dock. There's no fishing at all. So it
Can
doesn't-
are dogs allowed?
and
It's got to be on the loose. man.
I told you, okay, you want to segue into this?
Oh,
I wasn't going to get into this, but I'll start it up.
Okay.
There is going to be, in my estimation, a pushback against dogs on this island, and it's going to come soon.
Why?
Why?
Because of the poop on the beach the other day?
No, that's
Oh.
it's just a bunch of tiny little infractions with dogs that's going to get some citizens group up in arms to the point where they're going to
What's happening?
they're
way.
going to really get
No
the
way.
enforcement
What are you
going.
referring to?
Well, there's going to be true enforcement, you know? There's just going to be true enforcement.
What
on
are
the
you
island.
referring to? Like, what's been happening lately that leads you to believe this?
There's well, the little we've talked about them here. There's the things that the people's
dog-
dogs on the beach. There's dogs
The
in the
Pua
things.
Winn-Dixie.
Yes, exactly. Those kind of things. The fact that every restaurant now has a thing. It's like not unless you're in a wheelchair are you getting that dog in here. You know
That
what
is
I mean?
true. That is true. I've seen that.
But guys,
On the key, you've seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
why I say like
Golden
no,
Hog.
no
Golden
more
Hog.
emotional anything.
Don't
you
even
know?
bring your dog.
Oh, really? It says no emotional?
Yeah, it's like if you're not ADA, you get out of here.
I saw an emotional parrot in the Golden Hog the other day.
Nice.
Rafa, you know, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that it was.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think that
Really?
that we are at the point now with dogs on the key because
I'm gonna ask-
we changed the culture here. It was an active movement.
Okay.
And at that time, we came up against, you know, a
What's her name?
resistance in the
What's
form
her
of
name?
one person.
Is that crazy lady's
And-
name?
No, we don't
Ooh,
need
but
to
that's-
judge. We don't need to judge. Listen.
I could.
And so since that, a lot has happened, right? We have $1 million dog park. We have dogs at the Golden Hog. We have
No,
you know,
but guys,
dogs
I'm
on the
sorry,
beach picking
dog
up
owners,
trash.
dogs at restaurants, boo. You guys, that's
Okay,
not
but
cool.
still, so there's been these sort of
I like it.
these moments, these
So
things that have
somebody
come
next
up.
to you.
That was bound to happen because compared to the number of dogs that you see around in the most responsible manner at the dog park or walking on the streets or whatever, there's a lot more dogs here. I mean, it's almost like up there with kids. I mean, every house has a dog almost, and I think we've sort of leveled out. where there's a little flow going. It's what do you call this when it moves like that, like an amoeba?
Ebb and flow.
Equilibrium. I think it's good. I think what's going on is just more enforcement of it. Because I did go to a location recently and they're like, no dogs allowed, which I understand.
Yeah.
Because people and their dogs. Imagine you take it to a supermarket and your dog's peeing on the plantains. So it's not good.
Well, that's where they're peeing on the
Well,
plantains.
just imagine, a dog anywhere
disgusting.
just peeing anywhere.
All I'm saying is that right now, to what you were saying, Manny, that there's a flow and all this stuff. I agree with you. Like right now, there's a lot of tolerance for this stuff, but the rules are codified to say no right now. And at some point, unless you get those rules changed, I think there's going to be a call for enforcement.
Do you think it'll ever get to the point of Key Biscayne bad dogs?
Ooh.
No, I don't think so.
Good question.
Oh, no. I have a caller. Hold on a second, guys.
Uh-oh.
That is a good one.
Caller?
That's a good one. It's funny.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, state your name if you want, and what's up?
It's Mike Davey. I heard you're talking about me.
We mentioned you in passing, yes.
Okay. What's going on? What's the question?
That's good.
Okay, I was talking about public access to the bay via the spot between the yacht club and the Weaver lot, okay? I don't understand why that spot was ceded to the yacht club, but then it came up that you may have voted no on buying the Weaver lot at the time, even though you weren't the deciding vote. Is this correct?
The Weaver lot?
Yeah, the Weaver
Was
lot.
it the Weaver lot?
Or-
But that's owned by the yacht club.
Yes.
I thought it was the lot next to the Weaver lot.
Oh, the lot next to the yacht club. Okay.
It's the one
That's
next to
what
it.
I thought. That's my recollection.
That's right. So
So, okay. That was it. I mean, there's no more. Okay, so we've clarified that.
yeah, why didn't we buy that lot?
Did you hear him? He
No,
said,
you-
why didn't we buy
What's
that
that?
lot?
You gotta do it, dude. You gotta do the interview.
Because at the time I thought it was too much. Well, why did I? We didn't. I think I voted against it, and then my error probably was in voting against the financing because it had been bought. It was approved, the purchase, but not the financing, and the financing needed a supermajority.
Yeah, I was under the impression that you were not the only one to vote no.
No, that's true.
And
That's true.
would you look at it today? How would you feel about it today?
I would look at it, certainly. I'd look
Oh.
at anything right now. I'm willing to consider it.
What do
No,
you think
I
about my
at the
idea?
time-
Huh? Keep going.
What's that?
Yeah, what do you think about my idea of opening a door between the Weaver lot and the yacht club for public access paddle boards with a lock only for Key Biscayers? And no
Oh, I see
fishing.
what
And
you're
no
saying.
fishing.
Making access, you mean on that little bridge that goes over?
Exactly.
That's really up to that would be up to the yacht club.
But no, I looked
That's
at
not
at least on the property appraiser website. They don't own that little strip between them.
They don't own the connection.
Yeah.
Well, but there had, I mean, the division. I don't know. I mean, show me what's there. If it's village land, then it's village land. Then we can discuss it. But I mean, we couldn't force the.
Oh no,
yacht
of
club
course,
to
no. There
give
would be
us access.
no forcing. Only if it was allowed.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's village land, then certainly it makes sense for you. What you want is bay access, and I get that. I mean, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, we were just saying that it may not be the most ideal place, but it is a place that the
Right.
village already has an access to. You know.
Well, I think there's a couple other things. Sorry, I'm in somebody's house right now. I came in to talk, and now I'm sitting talking on the radio.
You made a bad mistake calling this radio station right now, because we are just grilling you on these policy things.
Hey, let him off the hook. Let him off the hook.
Seriously.
No, it's all good. I'll come on sometime.
I'm just
Ask him
kidding,
when
man.
he can come on the show.
Yeah, Mike,
Ask him
come
when
on
he
the
can
show.
come on the show.
These are good questions. But no, if we have, I mean, I understand people want access to the bay, and we should be looking for ways to figure that out. I think there are some options. People have come up with some clever ideas. So we should talk about them.
All right.
Doug.
Well, I'm going to let you go. But, yeah, we will have you on the show at some point. Or I was actually thinking also of sending all the candidates a list of questions that they can answer in thoroughly.
Thank you for calling.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you.
Man, whoever told him to call right now made a bad mistake. That was that's rough to call in not knowing what you're about to talk about. You know?
Yeah, right. It doesn't give you time to even think about it.
What
Yeah.
we were talking
There
about.
is no
That
prepping. That's a fact. But,
Yeah.
It's good to hear that he called. I think
I
That's
know,
good.
I know.
That was great.
He was like
That's
ready
good.
to go.
Manny, did you text
That
him?
was-
Did you text him or something?
No, I mean maybe one of our listeners on the chat here, they can let us know that they were the ones that advised him to call. But I think he
I
did
think it's
all right.
great.
Of course, and
You know, it was
and
tough.
obviously, we don't know the circumstances under which he was saying no, so it was us kind of like assuming.
And Rafa,
Well,
you
he
were
wouldn't
wrong
know,
about the
but-
property. I told
Yes.
you it wasn't the Weaver.
It was the one next to it. Okay.
That's the one that came up.
What
So,
is it?
all
So
right,
you
well-
wait, you wouldn't have bought that property? I would have bought that property at all
Anyway?
costs.
Yeah, 100%. That was in the time when we need to be buying things.
Yeah. So,
So
whatever.
yeah, the entrance property also. We'll get into that, Lenny. Thank you. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about.
There's a vote on the entrance, not a vote, a discussion on the entrance block tomorrow at the
Oh, that's
council.
right.
And we'll talk about that next week and the results of that and what
I think
happened.
it's more just about budget. I don't
Because
think
we've
it's like
beat
anything
that
interesting.
topic up so much here with just pure speculation and nothing new ever comes of it. And so until somebody makes some kind of move or some kind of numbers are on the table, there's not really much to talk about just yet. Okay.
Rafa, why don't we this part of the show go to the comments, and why don't you read through and give some shout outs? You want to do that? I didn't bring my readers.
No, I don't want to do that just yet because I
Okay.
have something else here.
Or not.
No, I mean, that's the
That's fine,
show.
that's
There's
fine.
something in the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
One thing I wanted to bring up is that the Fill-A-Bag poll is officially out at the beach
All
park.
right.
After a lot of talk, it's a reality.
Woo woo!
And I went by there today to go look at it. And there's these great instructions on each one that tells
Awesome.
you how to use and everything. And the only
What language are those in, Rafa?
in graphic form, so you don't have to even know how to read.
Awesome.
Yes,
That's
exactly. One thing that was curious, though, was that there was only one bucket left and a bunch of trash on the floor. What do you think about that?
Oh well, I got to go down.
I'm
I got to
just
go down
kidding,
there and
man.
check it out.
Oh my God, Rob! I was gonna say, don't be an ass.
Oh,
No,
man.
everything's
Man, he left the show already, guys. He's there cleaning up. Sorry, he'll be back in a few minutes.
no, it's all there. It looks nice. The buckets are a good size in the sense that they're not too big because if not, it would be a little cumbersome to try and fill one of those things.
Yeah, we did a lot of field testing, Rafa. I mean, believe it or not, our vision changed from when we first started this many times. So there's smaller buckets, there's medium-sized buckets. There are a couple of bags that
I saw
are
you have bags.
sandbags with grommets in them and holes on the bottom so they drain out. We'll see. People have been sending me pictures of themselves
great.
doing it.
That's
Such a big
awesome.
movement.
Can you put one in front of Key Colony?
Yeah, the condos are actually reaching out.
What? That's
Yeah,
great.
I'm supposed to get back to the OC.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna put 25 in the Ocean Club, all around the grounds, everywhere.
I think Key Colony needs 25 also.
We're gonna need to fill a bag to fill the stations, to fill the whatever.
Yeah, it can go anywhere.
What?
Thank you, Ralph. I appreciate that, and it's only as good as you and you and you. Griff, not you. I know you don't get up in the morning and go up to the beach.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's out there, so go check it out.
That's your
at,
answer.
at the Key Biscayne Beach Park, which is conveniently locked with a little key, just like the Bay Access.
How can I get a key?
You go to the Village Rec Center.
I've always wondered
Nobody
about
ever
that.
calls it that, but it's the Key Biscayne Community Center.
I just got one. It's not a key.
It's a fob.
A little
Yeah.
fob.
I just got one, and I was going for, I went like 2 days, and I went back to the rec finally. I was like, hey, my fob's not working. They're like, oh, it takes 3 days to work. I'm like, all right, I'll just keep jumping the fence then.
I was going to say, I've been jumping that fence for years. It'd be nice to have a fob.
So you go and you prove your residency, and then they let you have a key.
Like the key card at the Ritz.
Yes, exactly.
No, it's not like the key card. You have to show your Florida Power and Light, your driver's license, another.
I don't even know about the key card. Is this someone, whoever lived in my apartment before me, keeps getting them every year, so
And
Yeah.
he uses it.
I just use that one.
Get one of those so you can go fill a bag
Yeah.
over at the beach park. Okay, now we can say that it's 7:25 p.m. on this Monday, September 24th, 2018. It's the No One's Listening Show, episode 124. I'm your host, Rafa. To my left is Griff.
Hey.
To his left is Manny. Wait. At his left is Anna. Mm-hmm. There you go. Okay. And now we could do a little reading of the comments. Do you have them there, Manny? Is there anything in there that you want to respond to?
No, so
maybe?
we always appreciate people tuning in.
Yes, 100%. Keeps us going. Keeps us alive out here.
Yeah, I mean, friends of the show. Bill Stevens, long time. Karen, how you doing, Karen? Al Lindsay saying he's listening. Then later on in Al's thread, no, it's not Al, it's Myra. So, Al, if you're listening, Myra's on your phone. Thanks for almost laughing at that, Griff. Lenny Andrews, of course. Lenny loves commenting, man. Good, Lenny.
That's good.
Lenny.
I love Lenny.
Lenny, you are the paper straw that stirs the drink, Lenny. Great job the other night. Pulled off a huge party. It's hard to constantly outdo yourself out here.
You're talking about the Yacht Club last call party.
Yeah, that was Lenny's party.
Oh,
She's the Seabell. Yeah, so she put it all together along with Trish Flick, who is the fleet captain. So it was a land and water collab. Anna, that's what the kids are saying now?
Collab?
Yeah.
Cool.
Cam Griffin. Wait a second. Oh, Barry's was shut down. Oh, okay. Well, in our dog conversation, Karen Holmquist commented that Barry's was shut down because of dogs. Shut down for dogs, rather.
Yep.
Shut down for dogs. I guess that means no more dogs there. Cam chimed in that Barry's also has roach and bug issues, so there might be an embargo on roach and bugs in the restaurants now too.
And also, their food just
Berries in the Grove.
is so bland.
Oh, berries.
Yeah, that place lost its touch a long time ago.
I meant berries like Sir Peter.
Kevin Goodwin.
This is the Key Biscayne show.
That is true.
Kevin Goodwin, another friend of the show. Although, Kevin, I had to stop following you on Facebook because it was just too right for me. But that's all right.
Oh.
Glad you like the show.
You can
Kevin
just hide them. They would never
commented on
know.
an emotional support horse on a plane. That must have come when I said I saw that emotional support parrot in Golden Hug.
Oh, okay.
That is... Was that Pablo with the parrot?
No, I can't say who it was.
He used to
I thought it
hang
was a
out
joke.
with one on his...
It was Mike Davey. I'm just kidding, Mike. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man.
Melissa cleared up. Obviously, we knew it wasn't the Weaver. I knew that too, Melissa.
Rafa.
And then, yeah, it was
That's why I
Rafa's
shouldn't
miss.
host this show, Manny.
Rafa, you're doing a great job. And then I think Melissa also confirms that the yacht club owns.
The spot between them?
Yes.
It doesn't show that on the property record.
Well,
we can look it up.
I'm not sure, but it's maybe if you can keep following up on that. I don't think that has any legs, though, that idea.
Teenagers driving golf carts.
The spot between them, not both the lots. Of course, the yacht club owns both the lots. Not the spot between them. Is,
Yeah, the spot
the
between
one.
them. Yeah, I think is that not what she meant?
I think she said the Weaver lot. She just said KBSA owes. She says owes the Weaver property, and then she says sorry owns the Weaver property. But she didn't say the space between them.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Well, that's where things get lost in translation and texting. So the moral of the story is, if you need to really say something important,
Call in.
call in.
Okay. Let's
And
go.
we had 2 callers tonight, Rafa. That's
A
like
good one.
Record.
the record.
That's a good one.
That's a record.
Yeah, that's a record tonight. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The challenge has been presented. 2 callers is now the record for the next 124 shows.
All right. Now that we have Kevin in the chat. One thing that I heard, and this is an openings and closings kind
I was
of
wondering when this was
rumor
coming.
or something.
I couldn't
is-
confirm it today. I tried.
I tried to confirm it too, but I didn't get an answer. And I heard that Francesco's at the Towers is on the way out. Has anybody heard this story?
Is that where Kevin Goodwin works?
Yes.
Kevin
Yeah.
just commented, no problem, dude. It's more important to get out there and rock. Take the time to vote. So absolutely right. Kevin, I mean, I didn't even write the script today. Rafa just posed a great question. Maybe you want to give us a call or chime in.
Yeah.
What was that again, Rafa?
Somebody told me that they lived at the Towers, and there was a survey going out that said, "What do you want to see in a new restaurant?" That's
Wow.
basically what I heard.
What happens if Kevin didn't know about this?
That would be
his whole
horrible.
mind right now.
Whoa.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, it's
That's-
not. That's what I heard. There's a survey went out. That's it. I mean,
Is that what the story was? That the survey went out? Is that like the?
yes, the
Okay.
survey went out.
Kevin's
That
commenting
was
it's
the-
closed.
good.
It's closed already.
Oh, wow!
There you go.
Boom,
Damn,
boom,
I
boom.
used to
Jesus.
enjoy
Sorry to
it.
hear
You know that? And I really enjoyed Kevin's company
Yeah.
at the bar. But I also enjoyed the food.
I really
Damn.
like the bar there.
A great
I like the bar there
margarita.
too.
I wonder what it was. The residents are very picky at that place.
I know you
I
can't.
don't
You go
think
outside to smoke a cigarette at 10 p.m. You get kicked out.
I
They
think
call
it's
the
a,
cops
I
on
think
you.
it's a foot traffic. Honestly, there's just nobody goes out there.
I mean, but it's such a cool spot, and
a great spot.
a lot of the idea of being on this island anyway is that you can go to this little location, whatever. I don't know. I think it's the residents' restrictions. Honestly,
A great bar.
A great bar. What
Well,
do you guys want
Chucky,
to
if you're
see
still listening,
there?
now's your chance. This is.
What was it that he wanted? The sports bar?
Yeah, he was gonna make.
Bring it back.
What was it?
The old key grill.
The old key grill. Bring it back. Throw all the money into that thing. It's gonna
And
be a
that's
hit.
close enough to the beach that we were requesting more restaurants on the beach, right? You could walk
Yeah.
from the beach. Could walk up there, probably.
Definitely. do
No,
something.
at the towers, no, that's a little too stuffy. You can have it there.
You're right.
So Kevin commented a little more rough. I don't know if you can see it there. He will travel to make pisco sour. So I guess that's
Oh,
he'll be like the next Marcelo.
he's an awesome bartender.
Awesome, yeah.
Like great martini,
Yes,
honestly.
and just a total pro.
Yeah.
So,
And music lover.
that's right.
Yep.
Okay, we can go to calendar. If you guys want to keep talking, we'll keep answering your questions. But for now, let me talk to you guys about what's going on in the calendar. What was that? Okay. Everything I see here is from last week. Tomorrow, there's an entry block special meeting at the Village Council. They're going to talk about the entry block, and they're going to finalize the budget, from what I understand, and they're going to vote on whether to increase our taxes to 3.25 millage rate points versus 3. Tomorrow's the big day when we find that out. Next week, if the budget's already out, we can do budget prices right. If not, if it takes 2
That'd
weeks,
be
then we'll do
awesome.
it in 2 weeks. Okay. I have the Lions Club Oktoberfest is on September 28th at the Beach Club.
In
30
September.
Yeah, of course.
Is Oktoberfest in September?
Yes.
Oh, I've never been to one.
The real deal German Oktoberfest is at the end of September.
Real
yes.
deal.
Lions Club Oktoberfest, $30. September 28th, Beach Club, real Germans, real Lederhosen.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Dancing.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah.
Is the Wiener Schnitzel German?
They have schnitzel.
Schnitzel.
They have
Sauerkraut?
bratwurst, sauerkraut,
Mustard.
the works.
Yeah, it's a great.
Get
it's,
out
it's a great
there.
party.
Yeah, and check that out. And then I have here Haunted Hike, October 19th and 20th.
We picked
know-
up another team today. Tony
Nice.
Gowdy. Shout out to Tony Gowdy. He got engaged yesterday.
Nice.
Congrats.
He did
Congrats.
it- You have to come to the sermon sometime. I should tell you guys about
Congrats.
that next time. Yeah,
He's going full blown.
he's a preacher, next
Nice.
generation preacher.
Cool.
He does guest spots at the Key Biscayne Community Church.
Really?
Yep, he's done
Wow.
2 of them.
Good for
And
him.
yesterday, at the end of it, he proposed to his girlfriend
That's
No way.
lovely.
in front of the whole congregation. That wasn't even the congregation. It was like friends and family from years past. The place was standing room only. So, anyway, Tony in the Key Biscayne Community Church picked up a spot today. We're up to a bunch of teams.
Great.
We're really excited about the Haunted Hike. October 6th, the shit show from 12 to 2 p.m. at the Nature Center. Participants will walk to the beach to protest and share those shitty images via hashtag Miami Shit Show. So how much shit are you willing to take? How much shit are you willing to take?
You heard
Make
me.
a
This
difference.
week, we're getting an advisory on one of these beaches because of all that seaweed. I saw it. It's happening. That's
We'll follow
that's
up on that next
If it doesn't
Monday.
happen,
That's-
then
I
next
like it.
week I can
I
say
like the-
maybe there's not as much
I
correlation.
like the sign, the
but there is
hypothesis.
a lot of seaweed out there right now. Like a lot. Like more. There's just a lot more than last week. Let's see
All
what
right,
happens.
well, we'll see what the levels are. Download the Swim app.
Yep.
The Swim Guide, it's called. The Swim Guide. Download that app, put in your area code, and it'll pick you up. What else do we have? Oh, David Byrne, I think, at the...
Oh, you want to talk music,
Fillmore,
huh?
yeah.
September
Fillmore.
29th.
Yeah, he's coming into town.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
about going, but
On the
it's
29th? That's like...
Yeah, it's Saturday. It's his show called, I forgot what it's called, but it's
Ooh,
supposed to
and
be incredible. It's right up there
I
with
think it's
Stop
sold
Making
out.
Sense.
And on Friday is...
No, I mean, you
is-
can get tickets on StubHub. Yeah.
On StubHub, yeah, you're
On
right.
Friday is Father John Misty at the Fillmore also, which I kind of want to go and just sit at the top and hang out, you know.
Do it.
Like,
Yeah,
just
Rob,
chill.
do it.
Just chill.
And then-
like,
and
go
then
to a
right
concert,
now-
just chill, you know? Like, not be there too...
Rafa not squeezing
Intense.
in through the front row?
Yeah,
No,
because especially
never.
for this guy's
Never.
concert, it's very... It's not the kind of music that I need to be in the front row for. For either of them, actually. I could just sit in the mezzanine and hang out.
Like the rock star you are.
October 5th is the closing party for my exhibition, and there's a band called Machete playing, speaking of music and concerts.
But is it machete or is it machete?
Machete, because they're from Miami.
Okay.
It's a band that used to play in the 90s, apparently, so I really
Yeah,
don't know.
that's
them.
what I was about to say. They're
Yeah.
actually like a known band.
Yeah, they are, and they haven't played together in a while, and they're playing at my closing.
I just got a real-time message here from the
Ooh,
Philibag
real
station.
time.
Philibag station. The carabiners are all gone. They were there yesterday around 6 o'clock. We were there. They're all gone today.
Jeez,
Oh.
people suck.
Carabiners
man.
are what are,
Yeah, the
clipping
things-
it on so that it doesn't fly away.
People
and with their
suck.
beautiful carabiners, they have Philibag and Mindful Neighbor on them. Yeah.
That is interesting because I did see them in your picture, and then now when I went, the buckets are there. and
Just
so are
hanging on the post.
And so are the bags at the bottom, but not any carabiners.
Oh, the bags are just on the floor.
Can't have anything
No,
nice.
they're on the bottom post.
have
Can't have
anything
anything
nice.
nice, dude.
Thank you,
people,
people.
suck, dude.
Are they tied on the post or something, or are they on the carabiner?
I thought they were just. I thought they were
sitting?
I'll go
Did
check
you
it
go
out. Check it out, check it out.
visit? Did you lie? Did you go?
I gotta
visit?
go, guys.
No, I
I'm
did go.
taking it out.
I went right now on the way.
Just kidding.
Okay, I have one last thing. I mean, before we can devolve into just whatever. But so I had this idea that because after we had, and maybe we'll still have these people on the show, but when we had when we had Brett on the show, I love Brett, great guest. But you know how politicians are when they are being politicians, and they kind of duck the things you're saying. Are you guys hearing me?
Yeah.
It happens with everybody.
I don't like that. It just feels so fake.
That's the
and-
nature
That's a
of.
reality.
That's how it is.
Well,
like,
the
what do you want
nature-
them to do?
Well, I want them maybe not to be on the show because it's boring, and I don't want to hear it.
Invite Donald Trump.
Anyway, I came up with a list of questions. To send them and to have them just answer them via email, and that way.
And it's more
they
exciting
can-
to hear you read it instead.
Well, no, I wouldn't even read it. I would just send this out on the internet, let everybody
Okay.
read it, and then we can just comment on the.
'Cause it's gonna be the same kind of
answers.
answer.
Not to say that I don't want them on the show, but I don't want to grill them in a way that they have to get political, defensive. That's so like.
But they do the same thing in written version than with speaking.
But we don't have to hear it in real time. You know, I could just go through it and say,
the hell
okay,
is that?
this is a stupid answer. This is a
The
good
fuck was
answer.
that?
This is a stupid answer. This is a good answer. Okay. Anyway, I want to run my questions and topics by the panel and by the people listening to see if I'm missing. What am I missing?
Are we still on
in
the
these-
air, or did we already sign off?
You looking at your Facebook the whole
No,
time.
because-
TV
still on.
Cast
We're still on.
Studio,
We're still
right?
on.
This sounds like a conversation that we
No.
should be having like in a production meeting. This is like
No, because
we don't want to tell. Let's not tell people that we're going to.
They're going to get an email that they can wait a week to respond and really hone
He
over.
wants comments, listeners. What do you
Rafa's
think about
already moving
Rafa's
forward
email?
with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Listeners, what do you think about Rafa's email idea instead of having them on the show?
I think that's a great idea, but
So,
that's what we should
I'm
just
gonna I'm gonna give you some topics and you just tell me what I'm missing.
Like
here,
right now?
Okay, to ask them. Yes. I'm
Oh,
not gonna
okay.
tell you the actual question. I'm just gonna give you the topics and you're gonna say, hey, shouldn't we ask about it?
Okay, number one.
And anybody listening can tell us also. The first one, it talks about the entrance block. Okay? There's a question about the entrance block. The next one talks about zoning and the Silver Sands. Okay? The next one talks about the causeway and the fight between the city and the county and the village. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay.
If you guys have anything to add, just let me know.
Dogs.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, I was
because
playing, but
the
sure.
next one talks about the dog park in hindsight. And what do the candidates think? Then there's the one about the tax increase, which will change depending on if they raise taxes tomorrow or not. Okay? Then the Library Cultural Center, 530 Crandon. Okay.
Important.
Then this buried power lines thing. Then the survey that we read 2 weeks ago that had everybody clamoring about traffic. And in that same survey, the police got slammed. Maybe it was just because of the moment, because of the pedestrians when the survey went out and everything like that. But there's a question about that. What am I missing?
Are you asking the listeners?
I'm asking you. I'm asking everybody here. What am I gave you guys a bunch of topics. I'm sure there's topics that I'm missing to ask the candidates that are important.
What was the last time they did the master plan? In 2000? When was it? Anybody remember?
The master plan was the 2020 vision. That
Yeah,
was
the 2020
done.
vision.
Yeah.
So I would like to find out, what were they thinking then to how it came out. Kind of the same thing that you were asking Mike Davey today.
Follow up.
Oh, kind of like a
Yeah,
think about the 2020 vision and comment on it.
exactly, because we're in 2018.
Yeah, I mean, and
Okay.
what about all the environmental issues?
Okay, tell me.
Obviously what's going on right now.
The
with
seaweed.
beaches.
Seaweed in the beaches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poop.
Everybody poop.
People are commenting all over the place here, Rafa. Sea level rise. Strategic planning. Tony Winton. Hey, Tony.
Sea level planning. I like it. That's something that we're going to have to get. I mean, are they going to start raising the streets? I mean, what are the plans and what ideas do they have? And if they come back to me with, we'll figure it out, that's going to be, we'll call them out on the show because that's not enough of an idea.
Karen Holmquist commented here. I don't know if I'm reading this right, Karen. By the entrance to the quay for parking for condos. So are you suggesting that we turn that into a parking lot or a garage?
What?
I don't know.
Man, it is dark out here. Should we put on a light?
Or do you like the darkness?
Well, Rafa, we're at about time for me.
I love it.
I'm going to go home and make dinner and wind down. It's only Monday night, so I think. Oh, Chico just got dropped off. Thank you. She just left Chico on my golf cart there.
That's
Nice.
hilarious.
Chico was down there watching the full moon rise.
Nice.
Beautiful.
What a life Chico lives.
Okay, well, we'll call it at that.
Were you just looking
you guys
for
heard our
it?
plans. I hope that you guys can come up with some more of these questions. I'll be sending them out probably in a week or so.
Hey, Rafa, why don't you leave this on here? You want to leave this on here for a minute and see if more people comment, see if people watch and listen and comment this one? Or?
Well, they can watch and listen and comment, but they don't need to be on the exact live stream. No, I hate how the sound is, and it's just it gets to me. So
you're the chief engineer.
Yeah, I can't have these people listening to this garbage.
That was your role actually on the Gypsy, on the SS Gypsy. Captain Tom Weber, Jackie the mate, and Rafa the
Engineer.
Chief
I like
engineer.
You were the engineer.
I like it.
Yeah. You always were, Rafa. Even when the radio was working.
Yeah, that was me and G-Man. Shout out. G-Man, come back.
Come back. Where are you? Come back.
A garage, a nice garage, Karen? I don't understand. I think someone hacked your phone, Karen. I can't. A nice garage, like a nice parking garage. At the entrance of the key.
The key will never do it and will never pay for it. But
A club.
in
Feels
clue.
like more parking equals more cars.
where I live, it's more. The density is higher where I was born in Bilbao, but in the little town where my grandmother's place is, it's just a little denser than this, but not much more. I mean, there must be, instead of the 15,000, we might have like a 25,000 in the same kind of radius. And in what is like the center of town, which would be kind of where the village hall and stuff like that is, and the park, there's an underground parking that can accommodate more or less
But we're
everybody who needs to come
on
in.
an
Everybody who
island?
needs to come in. Well, what do you mean? They still have underground parking here.
I
It's
agree
just-
with you. More parking garages means
More cars.
More
I agree,
We
too.
don't want that.
Maybe we don't want that.
Yeah, no more.
Well, you
parking.
could put underground here. No,
No.
you can't put underground here.
What's going on at the rec center then? What do you call that?
One level.
Okay. How many do you need?
I don't even know if that's is it underground? Is that like the highest point on the key? Maybe.
Underground.
Huh?
I have no idea.
Me
It
neither.
is underground. There. It is one floor.
I'm just saying, like, is it possible? Yes. Do you need a gigantic above ground parking?
Miami
No,
also
that's
doesn't
horrible.
have like plazas,
Dude, the water's
It's a
coming
thing.
up.
so like we don't have like a meeting point.
That's true too.
So that's like, you know what I mean? It makes sense, I guess, if it's society is going to that meeting point. But where do we really meet here, right?
Yeah,
Publicly.
I agree.
Yeah. Because at the bar, we all meet at the bar.
At the car bar.
Car bar. Car bar.
Okay, you guys have anything else, man? You need to go. We've been on for a while. Listeners, we really appreciate the feedback, the comments.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Subscribe on the iTunes. I know you guys like listening live. Love you guys. Thank you. We'll be back next week,
Thanks.
Thank you.
and some things will have happened in town, so we'll have even more to talk about.
With the budget, Price is Right.
I hope so.
I
yes.
hope so.
Yeah.
I really
Great
hope
show.
so.
If that's coming through, Rafa, we're going to promote that early.
We should
Okay.
try to get DB on here for that as a little like reunion. Wasn't he on the budget president?
He was on the budget
Yeah.
prices, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can host a band out here as well, Rafa.
I think
On
we
the
could.
I'm
balcony?
serious.
On the perch?
Turo, for sure. A little Turo.
We have
trio.
Don Z begging to come on the show right
Yeah,
now.
until they get here and they're like, what
What were we talking about? They're on
Well,
they're on a
as-
tour of the
what
southeast
are we
right now,
doing
by the
right
way.
now?
Listeners, as you can tell, there's a lot more here. There's a lot more coming, so stay tuned. We were up to 3 listeners tonight.
Oh shit!
3 listeners concurrently.
Woo!
Okay,
Success.
on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.